Tonight on Hotty Toddy News, dangerous and destructive TikTok challenges have been the story of the year for schools across the country, and some have made their way into local school districts.
Our kids just haven't gone cuckoo by themselves. You know, there's something out there driving this socially.
Find out how schools are dealing with them coming up. With the nationwide food supply crisis, schools are struggling to fill their menus and provide healthy meals for students. Find out how Oxford School District is working to feed its students. And the Culinary Arts program at Oxford High School is currently in its second year. We'll take a look at how students are getting an interactive experience in the classroom.
Able to cook with my friends, you really get to know everyone in the class.
Hotty Toddy News starts now.
From the School of Journalism and New Media on the campus of the University of Mississippi, this is Hotty Toddy News.
Hello and welcome to Hotty Toddy News. I'm Jordan Majerski. Last month, administration at Lafayette County High School noticed a rash of uncharacteristic vandalism from its students. Reporter Rylan Hillis spoke with the school's principal to find out how they crack down on destructive TikTok trends.
A new TikTok challenge called Devious Licks has taken hold of high schoolers across the nation. This trend challenges students each month to destroy school property or cause harm to teachers. And Principal Glenn Kitchens says Lafayette County High School has had their own run-in with this trend.
Our kids just haven't gone cuckoo by themselves. You know, there's something out there driving this socially from a perspective of social media.
This past challenge was to steal from teachers and vandalize the school. Principal Glenn Kitchens says that the biggest problem with this challenge was that students were ripping the soap dispensers from the wall and putting them in the toilet along with all the rolls of toilet paper.
It was pretty bad. I mean, the destruction was pretty severe.
While there were some who took part, many students, such as Emily Smith, were disappointed in what was happening.
And it was just stupid that the kids who weren't doing that had to, suffer the consequences from the kids who were.
Teachers and staff did all they could to stop this challenge, including closing all but one bathroom. And after stopping this challenge, Kitchens says he took more precautions to prevent any further issues from happening.
Maybe remember at the beginning of each month to just kind of reiterate, this is not who our family is, and this is not who our school community is.
TikTok has also taken down the videos linked to the trend, so users cannot look it up and get more ideas. This is Rylan Hillis, Hotty Toddy News.
After cracking down on the vandalism, the administration is trusting its students to stay away from dangerous trends moving forward. This week, the Lafayette County School District Board reimbursed all pre-K tuition payments made this year after receiving an anonymous donation of $175,000. This donation will cover all tuition for pre-K students for the 2021-2022 academic school year. If any individual or business would like to make a donation, you can donate locally to the Lafayette Oxford University Learning Collaborative through December 21st, 2021. In October, the Lafayette County School District awarded students for their 2020-2021 Mississippi Academic Assessment Program scores and announced the county's average from that assessment. The district scored higher than the statewide average in almost every academic category. In the science category, Lafayette averaged almost 15 points higher than the statewide average. While Lafayette County's scores were well above the state average, the district still saw a dip in proficiency when compared to pre-pandemic learning. Worker shortages at every step along the supply chain are making it increasingly difficult for schools to feed their students. Reporter Isabella Shelton talked with officials in the Oxford School District to find out how they're handling the food crisis.
Menu changes, late deliveries, and food runs are some of the ways schools in Oxford are dealing with food supply shortages. Lafayette County School Food Service Director Mark Davis says they knew the shortages were coming.
By knowing that it was coming, we started getting our commodities in, as many as we could, for the storage space that we had.
But even this was not enough to solve the problem. Davis says the school has not had a frozen foods delivery in 3 weeks. And even when supplies are delivered, they don't know what they are getting.
We may put something on the menu and then we're waiting for the truck to come in, and the truck doesn't come in and we don't know what's coming. So it's like you're ordering blind. You're ordering to order, hoping that it comes in. If it doesn't come in, then you have to make adjustments. So all the cafeteria, all my managers have been real good about making adjustments.
Lafayette High School kitchen manager says these shortages have made it difficult to feed over 400 students daily.
It is very stressful, very stressful. At first, when we was first dealing with it, I would end up with stress headaches, but now that I've gotten used to dealing with it, the headaches are gone.
Director of Child Nutrition at Della Davidson, Dan Westmoreland, says they can't offer nutritious and allergy-friendly foods for children and have struggled to get basic foods such as chicken.
Chicken was a real problem for us because it's a mainstay for us because it's nutritious. And a lot of kids that have allergies for things, chicken's not an issue. So we, from what I've been told by the people at the state, that we've lost some of our chicken vendors, literally went out of business.
Although feeding students has been a struggle, the schools are trying to do their best to provide students with balanced meals.
Well, we know parents are looking at the menu ahead of time and try to plan their week, so that's probably been the biggest challenge, is really being able to keep things as calm as we can and have things planned.
Our students seem to be, very patient with us, and they're not giving us a hard time.
With nationwide supply shortages, Oxford schools are feeling the heat and getting out of the kitchen to make food runs for their hungry students. For Hotty Toddy News, I'm Isabella Shelton.
Westmoreland also said that the school district has ordered another shipment of food, but he doesn't expect it to be there for up to 3 weeks, despite schools needing the food within the week. Despite food shortages in the school district and across the country, Oxford High School's new Culinary Arts program is thriving in just its second year. Reporter Caroline Helms spoke with students from the class and the instructor about the course and their hands-on learning.
This group of students at Oxford High School are spending part of their school day in the kitchen.
Able to cook with my friends, you really get to know everyone in the class.
Instead of eating the usual cafeteria food, Oxford High junior Alyssa Campbell and her classmates are enrolled in a culinary class and are preparing lunch their own way. On the menu today, soup, homemade bread, and cookies. Culinary Arts instructor Brandon Hughes says his goal is to teach marketable skills that students can use in the future.
I tell them if it doesn't turn out, it's a learning experience, really. Because then next time they're like, oh, well, I could change this and change this.
The culinary class has been offered at Oxford High School for 2 years. Many students have enjoyed learning to make new fun meals and even competing in competitions.
First year students learn the basic cooking skills such as chopping and cutting, while in the second year they prepare full meals and learn about foods from different cultures.
Now we actually do stuff that's challenging. It's not cutting and chopping things. We do stuff that's for people. We cook for people now.
Second year culinary student Caden Owens says this experience has made him feel comfortable in the kitchen.
Mainly in confidence. In the kitchen you're cooking and you don't have confidence with doing the things that what you see chefs do.
The students in class also learn safety and health guidelines in the kitchen and are graded based on their presentation and critiqued on taste. Caroline Helms, Hotty Toddy News.
Oxford High School offers 2 levels of culinary classes, first years and second years. You can find more on that class as well as all other classes at Oxford High School on the school's website. And in local school sports, both the Chargers and Commodores are playoff bound next week, but the seeding for both teams is up in the air. If Oxford wins versus Madison Central on Friday, then they are the 1 seed, but with the loss, the seeding relies on the Thursday games in Regions 2-6A. For Lafayette, with a win, they secure the number 2 seed, but with a loss to Lake Comrade, the Commodores would be the 3rd or 4th seed depending on the game's final score. That's all for tonight. For Hotty Toddy News, I'm Jordan Majerski. You can find all of our shows as well as the latest news on the Oxford Lafayette community on hottytoddy.com. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.